Hey guys, and welcome to a little mini intro of how you can join Valley Views. If you're new to my show, I just want to stop and say, welcome to Valley Views. My name is Amanda Joy Christensen. I am the writer, creator, owner, and brain behind this series. When I began my journey writing, I wanted to take the 20 years of hospitality experience that I gathered in working in real world environments here in Las Vegas and start to preserve stories around legacy, family, and hospitality. What started as a heart project to get my voice back in a city is now hitting global numbers. So this is your chance. As I get ready to kick off season 4, this is my updated intro to you. If you want to share your story on my platform, you just have to write me an email at valleyviewsamandajoy@gmail.com or reach out to me on LinkedIn or on Instagram at Amanda Joy Christensen or Valley Views Media. With that said, I also want to take some time to share about the exposure you will have by being a part of this curated brand. Unlike most podcasts, I would say it's not really a podcast. It's more of a show, it's more of a documentary, and it's more of a series. And I recognize now that if you are someone who is the anti-podcast person and you're interested in joining your story in the ranks of so many great local leaders I've already featured, it's very easy to share your brand through my voice and through my heart. The style and arrangement, if you are interested, is a interview process that I send to you where you get to sit down and take some time to reflect on why you've become a business owner, why your voice deserves to be heard, and most importantly, what are some of the things that you've had to overcome through resilience, pain, and what have you lost to become the person you are today? So many of my episodes were written through the most challenging years of my life. Losing children, losing family members, losing jobs, losing a marriage, and ultimately becoming isolated in my industry because I chose to speak up about things that were unjust and wrong. So many people recommend that I stop. So many people say, how is it possible anyone hates you? You seem so nice. But the reality is, when I took on the role of writing about my city, it was never to become famous or popular. It was actually to counter the culture, to create a space in media and in my city that people could come, that anyone could come and talk about taboo topics that so many of us are just told to sweep under the rug, especially in hospitality, around mental health, wellness, and most of all, women equality and pay rights. I don't ever have the intention to slander somebody or bring someone down. But I do use my platform to use real life examples of things that I have survived to teach and to warn and to educate business leaders that choosing predatory business practices, whether it is through making up lies, slandering someone, or blackmailing them after they lost a baby, all real life things that have happened to me, it does not necessarily mean that that time that you made that choice is just a time in your life either where your actions just disappear. I worked in the service industry since I was 15 years old. I started waiting tables. I started taking orders from people. Would you want fries? Do you want a Coke? Do you want a hamburger? Can I get you something else? And it was from 15 to 33. I spent every waking minute, with the exception of 1 year off a week, serving other people. whether it was at a front desk, whether it was in sales, whether it was in entertainment, special event, or if it was just in my own home trying to be a friend, welcoming someone with a warm meal. I've always had the heart of hospitality and service in everything that I've done. And whether people like me or not, the number one thing that people always say when they meet me is how authentic and empathetic I am. And I used to think that that was a bad thing to have, but now I realize it's my biggest superpower. Because if I'm someone who's authentic and real and willing to deliver and bring to life anything someone asks of me, no matter the capacity, and I've been successful at so many things, including being a good mom, that I have to just sit back and think that the people that don't like me are just people who gave up on their own dreams, are people who let their big ideas die because at one point in their life, someone just convinced them it wasn't worth chasing anymore, and the paycheck is. But that's not what Valley Views is either, a place to showcase famous and important people in my city. It's really not. It's to find civic leaders. It's to find entrepreneurs. It's to elevate humans that have literally lost it all through accidents that were their own choice. And sometimes, like some accidents in my own life or some of my guests, things that were outside of their control that happened that altered the framework of everything. When we're dealt cards in life in situations we don't understand, it's very easy to get mad. It's actually the most human nature thing to do is to get mad and to demand the why, the what, the who, the how. Come on, Frank Sinatra, tell me now. It's just one of those things where the longer you wait for an answer and the less you get it, the silence is the answer. If I went silent on my project in the heat of all of the controversy and I didn't just conceal what I was going through, I don't think my show would have been impactful. I don't think that women would come to me now and men and say what you're doing is making a difference. I don't think that reporters outside of my city would care what I was doing if I wasn't willing to really open up and talk about raw, authentic things that no one creates a space for, especially not in corporate America. So that's my spiel, and that's what I do here. It's a show about you, but it's a show about me being your voice, being the Barbara Walters or the Joan Rivers of the city, of the era. Who is the next woman that truly is stepping up to have a platform that is raw and based in the heart of journalism? So many people say, Amanda, you haven't made it yet. Well, no shit, Sherlock. Takes 5 to 7 years to scale any good thing. But you know what else it takes? Grit and patience and time. And if I would have given up when everyone around me said to, I wouldn't be walking into a fall that will have me on the floor of just the rooms of the people I get to be a part of now. When I set out to find the greatest, most brilliant minds in Las Vegas, I guess I ran out real quick because a lot of people just turned their back on my project that I was creating. But now that I have 50 global countries that have listened to one or more of my episodes, and I have had recognition in multiple media platforms, I realize true currency is staying relevant, whether people like you or not. True publicity is being willing to go out there even when you don't have a story and be open to the idea that somebody is wanting and craving what you have. What I have to give is time, is passion, And I have the energy to care and carry your story to waves of people that will never meet you. But maybe your one piece of advice might be the one reason they don't give up, might be the one reason that they decide to just give it one more shot. To hear something like to have God and grace in all you do could activate a heartstring in another person that could have them believe that their idea or their project or their vision isn't just some dumb, stupid thing. I wasn't being recognized in Washington when I started this. I wasn't ranking on important women lists. And I always thought it was because I needed to have money. Money does not create impact either. Money is a tool that if you don't give it to people, their life is just harder. And I've been a victim of that too, where in so many windows of time, people do not think I'm deserving, that it's easier to pay me to go away and pretend I don't exist. So when I talk about what it's like to have a platform where the misunderstood or the one and onlys can come, that's Valley Views too. Not a paid corporation. I'm not funded by anyone else. I'm self-made, I'm self-produced, and I'm self-believing that there's someone in the world outside of Las Vegas that tunes in every week to hear what I have to say, whether it's an inside scoop about a special event or a personal interview about some of the most brilliant people that have overcome adversity in ways that just changes time and space. I want to leave you all with this. I took a call today and I'm being recognized. And to me, when I'm recognized, it's just I'm being elevated to recognize more of you. But to be a thought-provoking leader, it's a style of leadership that goes beyond simply giving orders or managing someone's tasks. Thought-provoking leadership is about inspiring, challenging, and expanding the thinking of others so that they see their problems differently, consider new solutions, and act with greater clarity and purpose. At the core, it combines thought leadership with leadership and influence. A thought leader is recognized as an expert in their field that not only offers real life insight, but advances the conversations, challenges the conventional thinking, and shapes the future of their industry. One's idea is often rooted in authenticity, insightfulness, and relevantness. It's not just to be informative like modern day information. So I welcome you. If you're a thought-provoking leader of this generation and you want to be elevated in a way that mainstream media might not be able to recognize you on, or the lifestyles of the rich and famous don't recognize that you exist because of your class or caliber, this is also my show. Because I've been up, I've been down, I've hosted governor, I've poured a martini for the mayor, and I've stood alongside the richest people in the city. And whether they like to recognize me or not, I no longer care about the peers that have dismissed me because I'm now considered a thought-provoking leader outside of just the city of Las Vegas. And that to me is an accolade that nobody can pay for other than in time, discipline, and in real experience with hard work and dedication to a craft. And it's not something you can get paid to become. And it's not something you can fake about yourself either. So, you know what to do. Join me on the next episode of Valley Views, where your host of the non-podcast podcast can bring to life your story, no matter where you are and what your vision is, because everyone deserves a chance to be heard. And I won't stop my show as long as there's a vision for other people like me who deserve to have a platform, even if people think they're different. Bye.